They say love is patient. But what happens when patience builds a future that was never meant to include you? What happens when the dream you worked for, the person you built, flies away and never looks back? This is the story of a man who gave everything he had to help the woman he loved. He wasn't rich. He had no car, no mansion, no luxury, but he had a heart that knew how to love. His eyes were filled with quiet dreams, and every evening on his way home, he'd stop by the fruit stall near the junction, not because he needed fruits, but because of her. A girl with a smile so pure it could melt away a hard day's struggle. She worked hard, sun beating down on her, sweat running down her face, yet she never complained. He admired that. He admired her. Days became weeks, and weeks became love. They started talking, laughing, sharing little dreams. He found peace in her voice, and she found warmth in his sincerity. One evening, under the flicker of a dim streetlight, she told him her biggest dream: to become a nurse, to wear that white uniform and save lives. But her voice cracked when she said, "My parents can't afford it. Maybe it's just a dream." He looked at her, eyes soft, voice steady. "Then let's make it more than a dream. I'll help you." From that moment, his life changed. Every penny he earned went into her education, tuition, accommodation, feeding. He moved into a smaller room, ate less, worked extra hours, all so she could live better. And every time she came home for holidays, she would hug him tightly and whisper, "You're my hero." Those words alone made his sacrifices feel worth it. 4 years passed. She graduated beautiful, confident, glowing in her white uniform. He couldn't stop smiling. To him, she was not just a nurse. She was his success story. He began to dream again about their wedding, their home, their future. But life had other plans. At first, it was small things, missed calls, short replies. She became too busy. He understood hospitals were demanding, but something inside him knew something had changed. The laughter was gone. The warmth was gone. The "I love you" that once came freely became silence. Then, one day, she called. "Can we meet? I have something to tell you." He dressed in his best shirt, his heart beating fast. Maybe she wanted to talk about marriage. After a long silence, she said, "I'm getting married." His world stopped. The air left his chest, his voice trembling. "To who?" She swallowed hard. "To one of the doctors at the hospital." He froze. Every memory, every sacrifice flashed before him. All these years, everything I did. "What about us?" he whispered. She said, I know what you've done for me, and I'll never forget it. But I've fallen in love with someone else. He can give me the life I've always wanted." His eyes wet, his heart bleeding silently. He looked at her one last time and said softly, "I gave you wings. I just never knew they'd fly you away from me." And then he walked away. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into silence. He still went to work, still smiled at strangers, but inside, he was empty. One evening, he passed by that same fruit stall, now run by another girl. He whispered, "She made it." Then he smiled sadly and walked away into the sunset. He gave her a future, but she left him in the past. Do you think true love still exists? Or is everyone just waiting for something better? Remember, not every person you build will stay. Some only came into your life to grow wings and leave. If you were him, would you still believe in love again?